Hi, my name is Liz Kellner, and for my final project, I chose Freezing the Degrees of Freedom and General Motor Program. I enlisted one of my students at the gym to help me with this. First, I'll show you is Freezing the Degrees of Freedom. I chose the squat, curl to press exercise. When learning a new skill, there are generally various ways you can perform this skill. And so these are called the degrees of freedom. So Bernstein proposed that when learning a new skill in the early cognitive stage, that we freeze some of these movements and you can focus on one area at a time. So in our squat, curl, press skill, we will be focusing on the lower body with the hips and the knee movements, and then we will add the curl to press using the arms and the shoulders. For the squat, curl to press, we will freeze the degrees of freedom of the upper body and focus on the movement of the hips and the knees. I'm instructing Tracy to slightly hinge forward as she pushes her hips back, lowering herself into a squat. Her knees come over the toes, which are slightly pointed out. She will drive her foot into the ground. That is a term I use sometimes to help them understand they need to be pushing into the ground to rise back up. We are aiming to get to about 90 degrees with the knees. I will show Tracy this video so that she can look at her movements. And one more time. This is taken from the side. You can see her toes are slightly pointed out, and then she returns. Here's another angle looking at Tracy from the front and at full speed. You can see her feet are slightly wider than hips. And here we're gonna face each other so she can model me one more time. She pushes her hips back and keeps those toes slightly out. Once the squat was mastered, I added some weight. Still not doing the bicep curl or the shoulder press, but just practicing her squat with some added weight. In the second step here, we are going to freeze the lower body and work on a curl to an overhead press. As she presses up, I'm having her rotate out. It's a little more gentle on the shoulders. Curl, rotate, press. You can see that she does pretty good here. And we're going to try it again. Curl, rotate out, and press overhead. She keeps her back straight, and the arms go up by the ears. Here you can see Tracy with her arms overhead, slightly in front of the body and not arching her back. Okay, now Tracy is ready to put all this together. We're unfreezing all joints. She's squat and curl to overhead press. Okay, we're gonna go one more time, or actually two more times here. She's modeling me still. And one more. Squat with a curl and press overhead. Return. For the general motor program, I'm kind of keeping in the same scheme with the squat, and I chose the squat and then also a squat thruster, which is something pretty common in the CrossFit world. I don't do them a whole lot in my classes, but on occasion we do with dumbbells. So I'll have Tracy demonstrating that as well. A general motor program is part of the schema theory by Schmidt that is concerned with how the brain stores knowledge and organizes information. In movement, a person would practice a move and learn the patterns and set of rules, and after practice it would be committed to memory that they would later be able to recall for performance. I chose the squat for my general motor program because it is a basic functional exercise and is used really in everyday life. Here you can get a good close-up of Tracy's position in the squat again. Because Tracy has mastered the squat and has stored that general motor program in her memory, she can use that when learning the thruster. Here she is modeling me with a set of light weights and practicing the full body move. The thruster is a full body move that I also consider a functional move because it trains for lifting and pushing, which is part of daily activities. There are several variations of the thruster that can be used to advance or regress the move. You begin with your feet shoulder width apart and the weights at your shoulders, toes pointing slightly out. Lower yourself into a squat, and then with force and power, you push up to a standing position, pushing the weights up overhead. This concludes my presentation on freezing the degrees of freedom and the general motor program using a squat curl to press, and a dumbbell thruster. Thank you.